right, folks, fired up once again, baby, because we are back again. Night 4 of 6 for the Claw Professional Wrestling Weight Class Rankings Reveal Show. Tonight, Kevin, we're going to be talking about 184 pounds. Okay, we talked about 3 weight classes in the past. There's some wide variety there. You know, a lot of competition here. But tonight, folks, we're going to be breaking down 184 pounds. It's all going to combine for the draft, which is on July 21st, live from Harrah's Casino in Atlantic City. The New Way Summer Nationals are going to be there also. Thousands and thousands of wrestlers are already going to be there. It's going to be a huge party. You're going to want to be a part of it. But if you can't be there, check it out on BEG. It's going to be live streamed on BEG Wrestling along with several other platforms. 48 total wrestlers will be drafted out of over 200 eligible. This is different style. This is a wrestling league. We've never seen anything like this before, Kevin. Okay, so that's when the draft is happening. Here are the general managers who are going to be drafting. Caden Henschel has the number 1 pick. Giorgio Poulos has the number 2. Billy Baldwin, Scotty Sintes have the number 3. The fan participants, the 12 former NCAA wrestlers, they have the 4th pick. 5th pick, Anthony Robles, Hollywood superstar. He's got like a movie made out of him with Jennifer Lopez in it, dude, if you haven't heard of it. And finally, Anthony Ferrari, he will have a movie made out of him someday, more than likely, right? But Kevin's here. Kevin, how you doing? You've been working hard on these rankings, man. You're back night 4 in a row.
Doing good, buddy. Doing good. Keep it on rolling.
Hey, and we'll keep it rolling. We're going to keep it short and sweet. Tonight, 184-pound rankings. And here we go, folks. The reveal is here. Your 184-pound Claw Wrestling available free agent wrestlers and their rankings. According to the specialists here, we're going to start off number 1, Lenny Wolak. Number 2, Muhammad McBride. Number 3, Noel Torres. Number 4, Scott Joel. Number 5, Kennedy Monday. Number 6, CJ Brookie. Number 7, Jeremiah Kent. Number 8, Dean Sherry. Number 9, Cannon Bethea, and rounding out your top 10, Cardi Wilson. Kevin, tell us a little bit more about these rankings.
Yeah, up top we got Lennox Wolak, and I'll tell you, he was he kind of shocked everybody the season before last, came out of nowhere, and was a sudden victory away from making the NCAA finals against Carter Starachi. So that's how close he was. He ended up losing to Rocco Welsh in sudden victory, 4-1 at the semifinals. And then this past season, he was a round of 12 guy, but he's got a lot of really good wins under his belt. He's got wins against Incontrera, Ethan Smith, Kay DeVos, Carson Karchla. He's the real deal. He was over at Columbia and then transferred over to Virginia Tech. So. Yep. He's definitely got some
hit
good
list last night, Kevin. Wolak has quite a hit list.
Yeah, big time. He's beaten a lot of good guys, and he's tough. He's a scrappy guy too. I mean, you saw his match with O'Toole there. It got kind of chippy with him, but so yeah, you got a guy like Muhammad McBride, which if you're someone that just follows folk style, you might look at this and go, how in the world? Because this guy's story is incredible. He was a sub 500 wrestler in college career by a significant amount. But then he blossomed after that, placed in 5th place at the U.S. Open this past season, senior. Also, a 2024 Claw Invitational champ, which I got to think that has
added value.
Yes, I mean, that puts him right up there, because he's already done it. He's won it. He's familiar with it, so no learning curve with him at all. And the thing that I love about this weight is it's nearly impossible to rank, okay? Because you got someone like McBride, who is basically freestyle, but he's got the claw under his belt. You got Lennox Wolak, who's great at folk style. Then you got Division II national champion Noel Torres, right?
Yep.
And then Division II All-American Scott Joel. These two guys, what's impressive about them is they don't wrestle your average Division II schedule. They've had a lot of Division I matches, tournaments, and Division II champions are not to be taken lightly. and he's definitely a stud. And right underneath them, we got Kennedy Monday, who in the Great Monday family is a round of 12, three-time NCAA qualifier. He's got a lot of good wins too. Win over Mitch Feinsilver, Duke, and Israeli representative.
We're going to talk a little bit about some of Monday's past matches, mainly against maybe someone else in this bracket. But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. CJ Brucky, another round of 16 guy, and Jeremiah Kent, another. I think this makes two guys that have placed in claw. I'm not sure if we have any other weight class that has two guys that placed in claw that I can think of, but he was last year's Claw Invitational third place, behind Muhammad McBride. So there's two guys in the bracket that have familiarity with claw. Dean Sherry, almost 100 wins for him in his college career. And then we got Kenan, how do you pronounce his name there?
Cannon Bethea.
Bethea, thank you. I would have just butchered it. Round of 12, two-time NCAA qualifier. And then last but not least, Cardi Wilson, which I'm real curious to see how he does. Junior national champion and was undefeated. And this is where it gets interesting, because it's like, where does a Division II third place match up against a Division I round of 12 guy? We don't really know. Mm-hmm. We have no idea. Then you throw the other rules in, and who's to tell? But unlike yesterday's bracket, where if you didn't see yesterday's show, definitely check it out with 157. The guys in that, they all faced each other, right? I mean, we had every single guy facing the other guy. It was amazing. Massive list. This one, not that many guys facing another. Just a couple in here that I've seen. What do you think, Zach?
No, you're right. But I want to go to some matchups I'm looking forward to, and one that how you said a lot of these people haven't matched up before. Two people who have, McBride and Kennedy Monday, have matched up twice before, and I've watched both of them very recently. I believe McBride won both by 1 point. However, Kennedy Monday, folks, he is significantly tall. Go look him up. He's significantly taller than McBride. And, in the classic freestyle, McBride got the best of Monday twice by 1 point. However, we talked about it. This claw, there's an added element of the pylon. Kennedy Monday's length. Okay, if there's a 5 seed in any weight that would not shock me to win it, it would be 184 pounds. It would be Kennedy Monday. Okay, the first matchup I want to see the rematch. I want to see McBride and Monday, but in this claw form and fashion. I think that is fascinating. The next matchup I'd like to see, Kevin, Woolach against Noel Torres. Let's see a D2 champ up against a well-respected 3-time national qualifier in D1. Right? Woolach against Torres. Would it shock me if Torres won that? No, I don't think so. Which leads me to kind of like the last matchup I'd like to see. Scott Joel up against, now I'm going to say, Cardi Wilson. Now he's the number 10 ranked wrestler. He might get drafted. He might not get drafted, or he's an NJCAA national champion. Would it shock you if he beat Scott Joel? Would it shock you if Cardi Wilson ends up as a top 3 wrestler at this weight? I don't know. We don't know. It's a different style. I want to see where Cardi Wilson and Scott Joel line up. But to me, yeah, Kevin, you mentioned it, a lot of variation, a lot of intrigue in this weight class.
Yeah, it's, I was actually thinking Woolach and Torres as well. Torres, the year he won it on D2, he was 46-5, and several of those matches were up against outside the Division II realm. Wrestling D1. They generally at the beginning of the season, you'll see a lot of the D2 schools, even NAIA, a lot of the Grandview wrestles a ton of Division I competition to begin the year with. So it's I'm just so curious, because I've always wanted to know how good are these guys? Do they match up? We got a little kind of a glimpse of it at the All-Star Classic when they started wrestling a D2 versus D3. But yeah, Torres and Woolach is definitely going to be one I want to see. I also would like to see Kennedy Monday versus McBride. Again, I want to see, if they can.
Claw Wrestling just commented, Kevin, sorry to interrupt. McBride and Monday actually split at the U.S. Open. Both 1 point
That's
matches.
What I was going to say a rubber match, but I'm like, man, did they do one? So yeah, I'd love to see that in a rubber match. And, Jeremiah Kent, he's got the experience with Claw. Getting the third place. I'd like to see him and Scott Joel. I think it's a good matchup. Defensive wrestler and Joel versus, more of an offensive guy in Kent. So I'm curious to see how they match up. But again, Zach, as far as to my knowledge, McBride and Monday are the only guys to wrestle each other in this group, which is significantly different from yesterday, where it was they all wrestle each other.
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's a shot in the dark here, with the rankings here, but this is what we came up with, and we're sticking to it.
Well, and Kevin, you bring up an interesting point. So McBride and Kent have already wrestled previously in Claw, and from my life experience, I just want to say that may have more of a factor than we're even realizing, because whenever I do something for the first time, like literally right now I'm in the process of replacing my kitchen floors for the first time. It's brutal. It's very hard, very difficult. I go back and do it a second time. You know how much easier, you know how much better I am every time I do it the second time? How much better is Jeremiah Kent? Jeremiah Kent might be underranked. McBride could very well end up being the #1 seed, but then with all that being said, I think Kennedy Monday might be the steal #5 pick of all these weight classes. I'd be happy getting Monday maybe in the 3rd or 4th round of this draft, Kevin. Is that crazy?
No, I mean, you want to grab a guy that actually, has some experience on the team, not only just because of how well he'll do, but he'll be able to talk to his teammates and give them kind of the lay of the land of what's been going on, how it goes. And that's very valuable to have on your team, as someone that's already had experience in a Claw Invitational, to let them know exactly how it goes, right? Because a lot of these guys they're coming in not exactly knowing what they're gonna get, and not to confuse that with Claw in general, because guys, Claw's been at this for 3 years now. This isn't your raft that's just popping up and they don't know the rules yet. Claw has been testing, interviewing people, getting this dynamic perfect for the fans for 3 years now.
Yeah, there's been a lot of research. I got a lot of comments on Raph, but I'll withhold those. I'm rooting for Raph, but I have thoughts on that. Torres, a 5-time Mexico World Team member, Noel Torres. So throw that D2 stuff. Oh, he's D2, right? That might be what some of you get out of here. I'm telling you right now, dude, Torres is going to make some noise here, but Kevin, it's an intriguing weight, man, and always appreciate your rankings. But you have any final thoughts here, guys, in the comments? Actually, let me start with, and I have to say that Tyler Perry has actually gone and given us his rankings for every single show, I believe. So
good for him, man.
Do him the courtesy. He's gone to the trouble of doing that. Here's his again. Kennedy. He's got Kennedy Monday first. Tyler Perry, we're on the same page, sir. #2, Muhammad McBride. Wolak 3rd. Noel Torres 4th. Dean Sherry 5th. Brookie 6. Kent 7. Okay. All right.
Where's the Iowa mullet guy?
What's that?
The comment, where is the Iowa mullet guy?
Where is the Iowa mullet guy? Austin N. All right. Listen, we always appreciate the comments. Tyler Perry, man. Hey, folks, tell us what you think about the rankings, but more importantly, go to WrestleClaw. This is all build up for the draft that's happening July 21st. That's when this is actually happening. We got, let me just show you to round this out, the 6 general managers, folks, because these are not run-of-the-mill people. These are superstars. All these people are absolute superstars, starting with Caden Henschel. Every youth wrestler in the country knows who Caden Henschel is. Giorgio Poulos. My dad talked about Giorgio Poulos. He said, this is the coolest. This guy does these take me down for $1,000 videos. He says, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. I said, Dad, you do realize he's a general manager in Claw, right? But he was obsessed with his videos. Go check his videos out. Then you got, obviously, Billy Baldwin, who, Hollywood superstar, not the only Hollywood superstar on this list. Scotty Sintas, who, by the way, Coach Sintas, former Campbell coach, he's also starting a podcast that I forget the name of, but I would encourage, the first episode isn't out yet, but I would always encourage, it sounds like it's going to be very interesting. He's going to be giving a lot of perspective and his honest thoughts. Go check that out. I'll come up with it by next time. By the way, with that being said, check out Cactus Wrestling. They had an interview with Tom Houck, the CEO here at Claw. But then you have a league general managers who got in to be general managers by entering a video and winning, and it's 12 former NCAA wrestlers. I think that's interesting. Maybe we should interview them, Kevin, get to know all of them a little more in depth. Anthony Robles, I'd love to interview him. I think he might be a little bit out of our league, right? He's like hanging out with Jennifer Lopez and stuff, but everyone knows him. And then finally, Angelo Ferrari, we have interviewed him, and he is fireworks.
God.
And I would ask him again. I don't want to bother the poor kid. He's out there doing camps with his brother AJ. So all these are superstars, folks. Superstar League, superstars as general managers. And with that, Kevin, I'll give you final thoughts to close this out. I ran this one long. I just got talking. You should have told me to shut up, dude.
No, man, I'm listening. Listen, like I said, the rules have already been established in Claw. If you're unsure, if you're just catching on right now, Zach has done wonderful interviews with Tom. As he mentioned, Cactus Wrestling, those guys are fun. They're great guys, Binghamton guys there. They did an interview with Tom on Monday. I think it aired yesterday. And also, you can go to WrestleClaw.com and you can watch the 2024 Claw Invitational. And they got the finals right on there. Again, that's WrestleClaw.com. And, I mean, you can see the matches like Elam versus Gadali, Chip Ness versus Ian Bush, Alan Hart versus our own Dom Zacconi, the Beast.
That's
at
right.
144. Heck
and
yeah.
Shane, and the production level is top notch. Shane Sparks calls the matches.
Yep.
Go take 10 minutes out. You're not gonna regret it. Take 10 minutes of your time. Go to WrestleClaw.com. Watch the 2024 Claw Invitational. You're not gonna regret it. Trust
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah, I mean, those are two things you can do. Real simple. Just go online. Just get yourself familiar with the rules and watch it. You know, you be the judge. It's entertaining. You're gonna love it. I'm actually gonna watch a few matches after this. Now that I got it up here, Zach. So
familiarize
that's
yourself,
all I got,
folks.
buddy.
Familiarize yourself, fans, because July 21st, fireworks will happen, dude. Whether you like it or not, Raph. They've been holding me back, Raph. I want a little piece of you, Raph. We'll see you in the future. But, folks, like and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow night. We're back again. Thanks, Kevin.
See ya.
See ya.